Hey, what's up, people, listeners? This is... Were you about to say?
No, you had a thing going. You can finish.
Because it felt like you were gonna say something, and I don't want to interrupt.
But I was gonna interrupt if I had said it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. But it could have been better.
No.
Let's just... No?
Alright, just start your thing over.
Alright. Hey, what's up, everyone who's here listening to the Roommates Review podcast. I am your roommate, Evan. Yours, the listeners.
Yeah. And I am your roommate, Liam.
Yeah. We're both your roommates. We're gonna have to move in a lot of stuff. I'm going to bring... I think we should bring a toaster.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a toaster.
What's the pet policy?
Yeah, that's something we're gonna need to know. Like, is it... I assume we can have a dog, but it has to be like under 50 pounds or something. Yeah. I don't know. Just let us know in the comments. Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. This is a good bit. So we recently watched a movie. Liam, do you remember the title of that movie?
As we often do.
As we do.
Yes, it was Captain America: Civil War.
I actually kind of forgot it was a Captain America movie.
It's Captain America.
Yeah, you're right. It is Captain America. It's the third Captain America movie. He is the main character. He is the main character. Mm-hmm. The problem is Robert Downey Jr. steals the spotlight any scene he's in. So it kind of feels like he's the main character always.
Right.
But, yeah. That is a Captain America movie. It seems odd because of all the other characters and all the other things that are happening in it.
But you and I were both rooting for Captain America the entire time.
Oh, yeah.
So it makes sense.
It would be interesting, though, if you didn't agree with Captain America. Mm-hmm. Do you think they could have presented it from a position where you didn't agree with him?
I feel like they could have. It's been some time since I've read the comic, but I imagine they were a little less biased, and they presented both sides a little more in the comics.
Yeah, this is definitely just a...
The movie is geared to be like, Captain America's in the right, Tony's a dick.
Which leads us to the beginning of the movie. Mm-hmm. And they're fighting in Lagos.
Legos.
Yeah, Lego. Well, it's just one it's just Lego.
Yeah, okay.
You know, it's not Legos. You sound like an idiot if you say that.
That's true.
Okay.
All right, yeah. So they're fighting terrorists.
They're fighting Lego terrorists. Right?
Who are stealing some kind of formula?
Is that what they're doing? They're probably trying to make super soldiers. That's what everyone's trying to do all the time. Everyone's always trying to make Captain America again. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, they're doing that. And as I mentioned to Liam, I really like the scale of that operation that they're doing. With, like, Captain America and Falcon and Black Widow. Who else is in there? Scarlet Witch, which maybe she's a little overpowered for that. Yeah. But they were gonna fight. They knew they were gonna fight a superhuman. Yeah. So, but I like that scale, very toned down, not world ending. Mm-hmm. Like this feels like an appropriate setting for these characters. Yeah. You know.
And they didn't need the whole cast. They didn't need Iron Man there.
Right. They didn't have Vision there for some reason, but they never really explained why he's not there. But he's not. Yeah, he's just not. He's not there. He's just not there. Does he ever leave the house, though, in that movie? Maybe.
Does he? Yeah, he does. He was at the airfield.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why he's not there. But...
Anyway, back to Lagos.
Yeah, so I really like that it's small. They have a actual, like, covert operations thing. Mm-hmm. They tried to set that up a little bit in, like, Age of Ultron, that they were doing that. But then they had the Hulk and Thor and Iron Man. They just kind of like blasted through the front doors. Like, oh, this is not...
Which is what they do.
It's just, that's what they do. But it's a completely different setting. And the tone is completely different. Yeah.
Especially compared to recent Marvel films.
Seriously.
Even the ones that are supposed to be, like, serious, I guess. Like, I just did air quotations for those of us who can't see.
Right.
The more serious films like... What's it just came out? Infinity War. Infinity War is supposed to have a really overbearing tone to it. I guess as it's supposed to. It doesn't feel like that.
Yeah, and there's so many jokes.
It just feels kind of goofy. Not nearly as bad as Thor Ragnarok, but it's still kind of silly and carefree for Infinity War.
Yeah, well, I think that's okay as far as, from the comic book perspective. Maybe not every comic book is that goofy or whatever, but I feel like it's not out of the picture for Marvel to be that way.
But that just makes me appreciate Civil War even more.
Right, yeah, it's a completely different thing. It's more... Winter Soldier was that way, too.
Mm-hmm. That's probably why those are probably my top two.
Yeah, they're both really, really good. Which I did want to mention... Shoot, it's just gone from my head. All right, let's move on to something we needed to clear up from the last episode. We forgot a segment, and one of our classic segments that we had done on every single one before, all two of them. Is Blade racist?
Not the character, the film.
The flim, as I almost...
Flim-flam film.
Yeah, the flippin' flim.
Well, Evan, is Blade racist?
That's a good question. The hero is black, and the sidekick is black.
Yes.
Everyone else besides his mother is white.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's... So...
And the mentor's a white guy.
Yeah. The old man.
Mm-hmm. Old
man is a white guy. I'm going to have to say it's racist to vampires.
Okay, explain.
It puts... Oh, there is a black, ancient vampire. Remember him?
Yeah, vaguely.
Blackula, I assume, was his name. I don't know. They probably didn't bring it up. Or they probably did, actually, but I'm assuming that. Or Count Chocula. Is Count Chocula black?
Not traditionally.
Okay. Yeah. But I think that's a good name for a black vampire.
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
I would say it's racist to vampires because it puts them in a negative light. And they're clearly a different race in that universe. And they're just trying to get by. They have to. It's not necessarily that they enjoy killing humans, especially those
they make it pretty clear that they enjoy it, though.
Well, the ancient ones are talking about we need to stick around. We need to stay around, And what are they supposed to do? Just die off? You gotta think about it.
Okay, all right, I'm picking them.
Perhaps they should be looking at alternatives because apparently there is one because Blade doesn't explode from people. I don't know. I don't know how it works. But I would say yes, it's racist against vampires, not racist against black people or Asians or whoever.
I would argue that it could be racist against black people.
Okay, all right, give it to me.
Because old white guy found Blade on the street doing his thing when he was young. Right. The old white guy thought, I know a better way for you to be living.
Right.
And so he took him in and taught him his old white guy ways.
Yeah, being a whitey of not drinking people's blood.
Yeah. So, just the old white guy knew better is kind of the vibe I was getting.
Right. I could see that. I could see an argument for that. Yeah, I think... You could be right. You could sway me on it. We'll see in Blade 2. We'll really piece that together and we'll look through. But back to the movie at hand.
Yes.
Now that we got that out of the way.
Civil War. Captain America. Civil War.
One thing I really noticed was that how we talked about how Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were just outclassed by Tom Holland. Tom Holland's the best of them. Tom Holland in this movie is so outclassed by himself in future films. It was almost like
yeah. But it was still a really good introduction.
Yeah, well, fantastic. Absolutely.
I recall seeing Civil War in the theater and thinking, man, this Spider-Man is just fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I love him. He's good in this. But still, he's gotten even better. Just recently watching Infinity War, he is so into that character. It's incredible.
You can tell he's having a great time.
He's a fantastic actor, too.
I'm looking forward to see where he goes from here.
Yeah.
How long he'll be Spider-Man?
Forever, probably, because he's like 18 now. So he's gonna go like Hugh Jackman and play him in 40 different films.
15 years.
He's gonna go to Japan, fight some samurais. Oh, I know what I was gonna say earlier. We need to give out not only a spoiler warning for this movie, but for any movie ever. We might spoil it at any point during this podcast.
That's true.
Like, or anything.
Not just Marvel films.
We're not gonna hold back on anything ever. We're gonna spoil whatever all the time. Like, we've already like spoiled Infinity War, and anything comes out.
Did we give any very specific? Oh, maybe in the other reviews.
yeah. Like I'm just saying.
I don't think we did anything specific for Infinity War in this one yet.
No, not yet. No, but
Thanos kills half of the population of the universe.
Yeah, he does.
All right.
Including Vision.
Moving on.
Vision is so useless in Infinity War, but that's not the movie we're talking about.
Yes.
The movie we're talking about is Civil War.
Civil War.
All right. So what do we want to?
All right, characters. Who are our favorites in this?
Ooh. Okay. So Tony Stark is kind of lame. His drive for the whole Accords is not that good.
No.
It would be better. I get that you're supposed to have linked him from the other movies of like they destroy the world and then he makes Ultron and he tries to police everyone and that blows up in his face. So
everything's on him though. Really.
Yeah. That's the thing. He tries to police everyone with his Ultron thing, right? And then that fails, and it's horrible. Blows up in his face. And so in this movie, he learns from that by trying to police everyone.
Yeah.
It's like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Because one Luke Cage villain talks to him about her dead son.
Yeah.
He is all on board for putting regulations on Captain America.
Yeah, and when the dude in charge of the Accords shows up and explains, like, you guys blew up this, and this. Like, no they didn't do any of that.
No, they didn't. Yeah.
They didn't. The only one who caused perhaps some of that is Tony when he created Ultron.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The rest of the time, like, there were aliens attacking a city, rampaging it. Would you rather they have not been there?
Yeah. The SHIELD helicopter falling out of the sky, like,
was going to literally kill everyone.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, and then Scarlet Witch definitely contained the explosion.
It could have gone off in a crowded marketplace instead.
Yeah. It blew up a building and killed however many people, but it's
Wakandans even.
Yeah, it did. It did kill Wakandans.
Conveniently.
Yeah. Did they explain how in Black Panther it was all about how they're not gonna go to see the outside world?
Yeah, I'd feel like they might have forgotten about that.
Yeah, they just like retconned it. Maybe I'm forgetting something a little.
That's how it felt though. Like, Wakanda is very isolated, super isolated. But they just happened to be on this peace, like, whatever, missionary trip to Lagos.
In Lagos, yeah. It's not even... I get it when he's at the Accords.
Yeah.
The Wakandan is, but still, yeah. Weird. And Black Panther has got it out for Winter Soldier.
Right.
Which is super cool.
Just a convenient way to bring Black Panther in. T'Challa.
Definitely. So I was talking about that. Winter Soldier is one of my favorites.
So cool.
For sure. Yeah, he's
just so cool.
He's awesome.
Even when he's not being the super imposing bad guy. Like, dude, his costume is incredible in Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Like, Civil War, he still looks awesome, but when he's got, like, the half face mask, it's just so cool.
He's really, really cool. And you don't... I mean, he has the super strength. Mm-hmm. He's got the robot arm.
Yep. Long hair.
He's just so good. Mm-hmm. He's so good at what he does. Makes him really, really
He's got that kind of tortured past thing going on.
Yeah.
It makes him interesting. Like, he was a good guy, then he was a bad guy, and he's a good bad guy again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just constantly fighting that
yep.
throughout. So I really, really like Winter Soldier. Captain America is super good in it.
Because we rally behind him.
Yeah.
You know, he's trying to, like, stick it to the man in a way.
Right, yeah. Trying to think of some other characters.
Protecting freedom.
Black Widow's thing is a little weird. How she won't join. Like, she does the Accords, but she's not joining Captain America for some reason. She's like...
She plays both sides.
Yeah, but not well.
No.
At all.
This is kind of awkward.
Yeah. Scarlet Witch confirms to me what we thought about from Amazing Spider-Man, that the most attractive part of a woman is that, like, 1 inch of leg.
Yep. Yeah.
It's like, yeah. It's like, man, I don't even... Man. Just leg. Do you see leg?
Though her character was kind of boring.
Yeah, she is. But Scarlet Witch is not that interesting of a character in the first place.
Yeah. It'd be more interesting if Magneto was there.
Yeah, that'd be
awesome.
awesome.
If she was a mutant in this series.
Yeah. But I think a lot of what makes her interesting in the comics and stuff is that she's just incredibly powerful reality bender. It's like, oh, that's really interesting. But yeah, she's not doing much of that.
No. I really enjoyed Hawkeye.
Did you?
Yeah. It's Hawkeye, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You enjoyed him? What about him?
He's a fun character. I think he plays him really well, and he just kind of little goofy, but in a reasonable kind of way.
As long as he's not doing the insane, like, Hawkeye is just as good as any other Avenger thing. Yeah. I like him coming into the mansion and stuff and setting up the arrows to shock Vision for a little bit.
That was a good scene.
That's good. I like that. I agree with that. Mostly, yeah. Mostly I don't like Hawkeye as the character, but...
Right. Like, it made sense that he was fighting Nat, Black Widow.
Yeah.
Because
they're
on par.
Yeah, they're the only ones who should be...
Like, once Black Panther came up to him and was like, he's going to get his ass kicked now.
Yeah, it's over. It's not even a fight. Yeah, and that should be against pretty much anyone else.
Paul Rudd, fun cameo. Don't love Paul Rudd that much.
I like Paul Rudd a lot. I do think it's a little odd. He's playing way dumber in this one than he is in Ant-Man. I mean, he kind of doing the thing. But he's basically reprising his role as Bobby Newport from Parks and Rec in this movie, where he's just acting really dumb and nervous because he's meeting Captain America and stuff. It's like, it's still fun though.
I've never really been a big fan of Falcon or War Machine.
No.
That being said, I think the trio of Winter Soldier, Captain America, and Falcon are really good together.
Yes, especially...
They play off each other really well.
Those three, and especially Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Them suddenly being together, like...
Yeah, because they butt heads, but it's fun for us.
And I like that they're at a power level, apparently, to where Spider-Man can fight both of them at the same time. and be totally fine.
Well, Spider-Man's got plot armor.
Yeah, he does. It's amazing.
As well as being a superpower.
He gets the Captain America shield at one point just because. Because it's fantastic.
Ooh, speaking of Captain America and Spider-Man, the scene where Spider-Man keeps webbing Captain America's shield, or just Captain America in general, and then Steve just like pulls his arms forward and just smokes Peter in the face, like just by pulling on his webs.
Yeah.
That is one of my favorite scenes. Like one of the coolest action parts of the film. Which... The action in this movie is incredible.
It's amazing. It's constant.
The choreography is phenomenal. There's very few like quick cuts. It's all one shot. Just good choreography.
I didn't really notice. I would assume there were quick cuts. There were quick cuts, especially depending on the fight scene.
But it wasn't like early 2000s Underworld kind of quick
well,
cuts.
Yeah.
Like it was the end fight between Winter Soldier, Captain America, and Iron Man. You know, when they're just laying into Iron Man together, that's just one shot.
Yeah.
That's a great shot.
Well, I can think of 4, maybe 5 distinct great fighting scenes, which is incredible to be able, maybe 6. Like, I'm thinking the beginning action sequence where they're in Lagos, I think that's all really good. Where Black Widow is in the van and the explosion happens, she's able to kick out of that. It's unrealistic, but it's cool.
Yeah.
And it's well done. Stuff like that. There's the fight at the airport, of course.
Yeah.
That huge thing. There's the one where they're running down the road.
Yeah.
That was so good.
Awesome.
That might be my favorite scene in the movie.
Yeah.
Of them running as fast as the cars.
Yeah, because they're all super powered.
Yeah. Black Panther, Captain America, Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Captain America gets in a car.
Yep.
Of course, the whole cool Winter Soldier grabbing the guy off the motorcycle and stuff. That's a really good one. The end fight scene between Winter Soldier and Captain America and Iron Man. That one.
The apartment scene.
Yep, I was going to say that one. The one, where they're fighting in the stairwell and all the really cool stuff they do in there. Especially the part where Winter Soldier, like, grabs the banister and swings down. It's like, it's
or how well Steve and Bucky work together still.
Yes.
Like, just tossing grenades to each other and
they're
putting them under the shield and everything.
Yeah, they're able to work perfectly together. I love that a lot too. It's just there's so much good chemistry throughout the film, and the action's just spot on.
Yeah.
So that would be a big plus. How is it though, as far as comedy?
It's good. I thought it was really well balanced. In the comedy, it wasn't super goofy and jokes weren't coming every scene.
They came from the appropriate characters. That was the thing.
At appropriate times.
Yeah. Because you expect Tony to be funny. 100% of the time.
Right.
He's going to be joking around.
Yeah.
And even though there are the serious moments for him, even that aren't, where he doesn't have to be cracking the jokes, and like that's a cool contrast. But you don't expect Captain America to be funny, cracking jokes.
Not intentionally.
Right.
He can be funny.
Right, but not in the same way, a bit irreverent.
Yeah.
Kind of. He can be, but it's like, you don't expect him to be funny. The little bits of Winter Soldier that are funny are from him not being the same way. Like, one of the funniest points is when Captain America's with that girl, the blonde girl.
Yeah. And him and Falcon are in the car. They don't even say anything.
No, they don't. They just look over at him. Which is hilarious that they're all in that tiny car.
Yeah.
That's a great visual gag.
Yeah, and Falcon, he's a sidekick and he plays that well. He's like, "Can you move your seat up?" Like, no. It's great.
It's fantastic. Yeah, so
I think the comedy is really well balanced and appropriate and good.
Spider-Man's funny.
Spider-Man's great. He's supposed to be cracking jokes, talking a lot.
It's amazing. It's good that they had Falcon. Falcon pointed that out. Just that's unusual.
Yeah.
Just someone to not stop talking.
Yeah, usually fights don't have this much talking or something like that.
Yeah. So I think that the comedy is amazing. The action's incredible. Do we have any negative areas we want to talk about? What are we gonna chunk it off of the 100? Because that's what we talked about.
Yeah.
So we talked about in the last episode. Good movies we knock down because we're taking away from 100. We're not adding from 0.
And then bad movies like Blade, we're adding to 0 to try and
to give it something.
And find the light.
Right. Absolutely.
Most of my issues with this film are pretty small.
Yeah.
There are a couple things that I would say are medium issues, but the smaller ones I'll address first. First of all, Captain America's shield, its properties are way all over the place. Yeah. And inconsistent mess.
Yeah, definitely.
In the Lagos fight, I pointed this out while we were watching it. A grenade hits the shield and he is blown backwards.
Yeah.
Like through a building, he's blown backwards by a grenade. If the grenade blew up the walls around him and stuff, sure. But the shield is made of vibranium.
Yeah, which is supposed to grab all vibrations and stop them.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
Like, there's no most of the vibration.
Right.
And no, it stops all kinetic energy.
Right.
So it didn't do that consistently.
And even if, which I can understand, because movies, comic books, it's hard to feel the impact. I can understand if there was an explosion, it wouldn't take the whole brunt of the explosion and limit things from getting hurt around it.
Yeah.
But Captain America should never, ever be knocked back in any way.
As long as he blocks it with his shield.
It should be just like we see it in the first Avengers movie when Thor hits his hammer on the shield. Yeah, the whole forest.
Yeah.
The crack of lightning and stuff goes. But Steve Rogers is unfazed.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah.
That's what the shield should be, and that's why the inconsistency upsets me. Because he took Thor's hammer, Mjolnir,
at full strength.
Yeah, to his shield, no problem. But then a grenade hits it, and it's
he's all knocked back off. Yeah.
So,
it's pretty silly.
That was upsetting, but pretty minimal. Another annoying thing. In films, whenever a character is giant, he's all of a sudden like really slow moving and awkward.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that.
I feel like that's realistic, though.
Is it?
I feel like it is. I don't think that... Because it would be quick, but not to us. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, man. Because cars are big and they move fast.
They're not that big, though. They're not like 10 stories high. How fast is a building, in your opinion?
Okay, but I'd say his fist would be about the size of a car, and he'd be able to move that thing pretty quickly.
Think of it. Yeah, he could, but him moving it quickly is not going to seem the same. He's got a... I don't know. I
understand where you're coming from. Yeah. And I could be wrong. I've never seen a giant man.
That's true.
But, I don't know. They're the ungainly, like, baby step, awkward, slow. It feels like watching a Godzilla movie from the 70s.
Yeah, it's partially. And, I guess they kind of explain it. This is really the first time he's done it.
That's fair.
So he's trying to grasp it. Which adds in the whole physics they added in for shrinking and embiggening. It's a Simpsons word. They for some reason decided to explain it in Ant-Man and then completely ignore it and continuing in this movie, like with the fire truck that he throws.
Right.
Is it a toy-sized fire truck that when it gets big should blow away in the wind because it has the same mass as a tiny truck? Or is it the weight of a fire truck and Ant-Man shouldn't be able to hold it?
It's true.
Like, which one is it? It can't be both. And not according to me, according to the movie.
Right.
It's like, it's got to be one or the other.
Also, he maintains or he gains like crazy strength when he gets tiny.
Yeah, because he's supposed to have the strength of a normal human, but the pounds per square inch increases.
How's it work when he gets huge?
Yeah, exactly.
Does
so he should be weaker.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get it, but yeah, he should have the same amount of mass in him.
So Ant-Man, he's kind of all over the place. Those are my two little issues. What do you have any small issues?
I'm trying to think specifically. Other than some issues I didn't like because of what happens in Infinity War. And I felt completely justified in Infinity War when you find Scarlet Witch and Vision and they're just like a couple now. And it's like, did I miss something from Civil War? Did I miss something? And they're like these subtle clues in Civil War. It's like, I feel like this was not to be expected. She's like, oh, he's a funny robot. Not, this is my love interest.
Right. I knew that they got together in the comics. So I wasn't surprised by it.
Yeah, but it doesn't feel like they didn't develop the relationship.
They don't broadcast it well, yeah.
They didn't. It didn't feel that way. It felt like
they cooked together.
That's true.
Paprikash.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true. They did cook together. So I guess, yeah. They should be in love. And then they also didn't explain, and well, I guess they kind of explained it in Infinity War. Just he could be human or something. Sometimes, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Who cares? Yeah, but those are things that I looked for in this movie, knowing in Infinity War, like, no, they didn't. But that's not really a flaw of this movie.
Right.
Yeah, but those two characters, I didn't care much about.
Yeah, it's not really about them.
No, it's not. Even though
they kind of try and make it a little bit more about Scarlet Witch, like she instigated the Accords and whatnot. It's like, it's not really working.
No, yeah, not at all. Yeah, it didn't really feel for her, mostly because her whole thing starts during the Ultron movie, and that's just that movie's gone to crap by that point anyway.
Yeah.
By the time they're introduced. That's our
She got over her brother pretty quick too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's been years, I think. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, they don't even really bring him up, hardly. Yeah.
No, like at all.
They might once. Do they?
Not in Civil War. I'm pretty sure they didn't.
I feel like it happens once.
Alright.
I feel like maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. But yeah, I don't care about Scarlet Witch. I don't care about Vision.
Yeah.
I don't care about War Machine. That he's crippled, and then by the end he's already not crippled.
Yeah, that was one of my medium issues.
That would be a medium issue for me. Yeah. No one dies.
Yep. And one of the biggest things in the Civil War comic is when they kill Goliath. I think it was Goliath.
Yeah, Goliath.
And it's like, oh shit.
Oh, it's so insanely different. That would be another.
It's
got the title of Civil
completely
War,
different from the comic.
Not even. Yeah. Well, first of all, they don't have the rights to half the good characters or something, or even setting them up.
All the X-Men.
Yeah. Not that they have a big part in Civil War, but Fantastic Four. They need so bad for a good Civil War to happen, but that's just.
They haven't brought Punisher to the screen, the silver screen yet.
I want Punisher so bad. I want that Punisher.
They talked about they wanted to bring the Netflix series Heroes to Infinity War, but they couldn't justify it or
from the time
fit him in.
Yeah, they should have brought Iron Fist in just to kill him. That would have been amazing. Can you imagine?
Yeah, just a single shot while everyone's fading away of Iron Fist.
No, I was thinking something a little more permanent, but you know, whatever.
But that would have been gratifying too.
I think of Thanos lands in New York and Iron Fist is there and he's like channeling his chi and then Thanos just kills him. I think that would be really good.
He doesn't even get that dignity. He just lands on top of Iron Fist. And you, like, split second see his mangled corpse and the dragon tattoo.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Just a happy little Easter egg.
Yeah. Finally. Yeah, that would have been great.
But yeah, the Rhodes thing, somebody should have died. Was I hoping for Captain America to die back in Civil War? No, not in Civil War. Who was I wanting to die in Civil War?
I feel like
there's really no one besides Captain America and Tony that would have had much of an impact.
I think Winter Soldier could have died.
Yeah. But I'm waiting for him to take over as Captain America.
Yeah, if it's going to happen.
That needs to happen.
Well, Captain America needs to get his shield back first.
Right, he needs to get his shield back. He needs to die in Avengers 2, or Infinity War 2. Bucky needs to take over as Captain America. If it's Falcon, I will be furious. Because Falcon does become Captain America at some point too. And it would be so lame.
Yeah. Falcon's kind of lame. And he's a good sidekick.
Especially following up Chris Evans.
Yeah, seriously. He's such a good job, that scene of him holding back the helicopter.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah. Him just fighting Winter Soldier. They got the scenes of him fighting alongside Winter Soldier. The ones fighting him, they're all good.
It's fantastic.
That movie is like almost 3 hours long, and it's packed.
And it doesn't feel like it.
No, it doesn't. Not at all. So much so. It's packed so much. We've been talking for 35 minutes, and we've said zero about the villain. We haven't even touched him.
Oh, we're getting there. He's another medium issue, but we're getting there.
Okay.
We still haven't really unpacked the Rhodes thing, though.
Okay.
Okay, so Falcon is chasing War Machine and Captain America because they're chasing the Quinjet. Iron Man tells Vision to shoot down Falcon.
Yeah.
He straight up says, clip his wings, or something like that.
Yeah.
And so, Vision shoots a huge laser beam at Falcon.
Right.
Hoping to take out his air.
Right.
If he had hit Falcon, it would have had the same, if not worse result, as hitting War Machine.
Yeah.
He'd probably be dead.
Yeah, probably.
But Falcon, not wanting to take a laser beam, dodges. And then the laser hits War Machine. Right. War Machine gets crippled. And then Iron Man, Tony's upset about it. Even though it was friendly fire, he would have killed Falcon. And he shoots Falcon, too. When he's like, hey man, this sucks, I'm sorry. I didn't want this to happen. Yeah. Even though he told Vision to shoot the laser. And then by the end of the movie, he's walking. Rhodes is walking, even though he's crippled. Yeah. So
he's walking and fine.
It was supposed to be one of those things that was like butting heads and
I'm okay.
Had some kind of impact, but it didn't.
I'm okay with Tony's reaction to that because he's been consistently since Iron Man 3 losing like his mental like he's been making the wrong decisions constantly since Iron Man 3. Okay. But the whole Ultron thing and then the Accords and it's supposed to be that he's not mentally stable. He's not he does not. He has the PTSD from the first Avengers and everything's degrading. Now all that kind of goes away by Infinity War, but whatever. Yeah. He's fine by then. But yeah, I'm okay with that because his whole reaction to the Winter Soldier killing his parents, even though he knows all of the facts up to it, it's just he's completely irrational at this point.
Irrational, erratic.
Yeah. And just he's degraded so far.
Robert Downey Jr. is incredible. Yeah. Like just the way he broadcasts emotion is fantastic. Yeah. I mean like you feel his visceral like hate and rage come out when he is trying to kill Bucky. Oh yeah. Trying to kill Bucky.
Right. Yeah, you absolutely
not take him in or anything.
No. Murder. Yeah. No, it's over. Yeah, but I think that's I think that shows well his degrading mental state.
Speaking of murder, Lagos, clearly they're killing these guys.
Which guys?
Or at least maiming them. Just the generic terrorists. Oh, like they're throwing grenades at them. Yeah. Captain America's throwing his shield at them, which will cave in their chests easily.
Yeah, they should be dead. I mean, especially the guys that were in the truck that Black Widow escaped from.
Which is okay.
They're dead.
That's okay because Captain America is a soldier. He should have the ability to kill who needs to be killed. He won't do it if it doesn't need to happen, if there's an alternative, if there's a better way, because that's Captain America. But he wouldn't shy away from doing what was necessary.
Yeah, I can see that too. Yeah, he's not the one rule Batman, which is actually really good. There's no character in that movie that's Batman. Yeah. Which is amazing.
Which is good. I think in the comics that's the reason he's worthy of Thor's hammer, is because he knows when to take a life if necessary, while Spider-Man isn't.
Spider-Man wasn't worthy of Thor's hammer? In what comic? Because I'm certain.
Yeah, he's probably been worthy of it at some point. Who hasn't?
Yeah. Like, half the people in the universe are worthy, half of them have broken the hammer. Like, Yeah.
It's another one of those things that's inconsistent.
Yeah, right. But that's over several years of comics. But yeah. Yeah. Which, it's kind of good that Thor... I kind of like that Thor and Hulk aren't in the movie.
Mm-hmm. It would be distracting. Yeah. It would have taken away from the smaller scale. That is what I enjoyed so much about the movie.
Yeah, absolutely. Them fighting in an air hangar. You have Hulk and Thor in there, it's going to go even worse than what happened. And
if you have them on either side, that side wins.
Yeah. They'd have to be against each other.
Yeah. Vision and Scarlet Witch,
they're
supposed to be super crazy powerful.
Yeah, but they weakened them.
They're pretty weak in this movie.
Yeah, they've weakened them overall. They watered them down completely.
But Thor could easily take out any of them.
Oh, yeah, by himself. Yeah, by himself. He could fight all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Which we were talking about during the movie. Iron Man's team 100% wins.
Yeah.
It's not even... Scarlet Witch is the only one who could fight. And, maybe she could take on all of them. But...
Right.
Not in that movie, 1. And 2, Vision's also on Iron Man's team. Yeah. So it's like...
Vision, War Machine, Black Panther...
Yeah, Spider-Man, the
Iron
guy
Man.
with the most plot armor ever.
Yeah. Iron Man's team is so stacked.
Yeah.
But we're rooting for Captain America,
but
so he has to win.
Captain America's team has not only Black Widow, but Hawkeye.
He doesn't have Black Widow to the very end,
Yeah, that's true.
Not while they're fighting.
That's true. I forgot about that. But he has Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
That's...
Yeah.
He's shooting an arrow at him.
He's shooting arrows.
It's over at that point, though.
Mm-hmm.
Once he shoots an arrow, Hawkeye.
Yeah, but they have Paul Rudd.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good times. Yeah, Ant-Man's barely in that scene, or in that movie, and so is Spider-Man. They're both barely in it, but they both have incredibly impactful parts of it. Okay. All right. So, the villain.
So, yeah, let's talk about the villain.
Baron Zemo.
Baron Zemo. I don't remember what his character is in the comics.
I don't think he's like...
He's not just a random little dude.
He's like... I don't know too well, but... He's, I would say, on like a low-level kind of Doctor Doom-esque. Okay. That's a kind of category of villain I would put him on. Of where he's... the Baron thing's not really... it's not as strong as Doctor Doom's thing, but he's supposed to be some sort of leader. He generally leads other villains, and things, and he's kind of the mastermind plan. I don't think he's that interesting as a character by himself, but that's what he kind of does.
On a side note, all I want to see on the silver screen is a good version of Doctor Doom with his green cloak and Latveria. That is it.
It would be amazing if they took the Infinity War idea and made Doctor Doom the main character of a movie.
Yeah, that'd be so cool.
Actually be able to see from his perspective.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Oh man, that'd be so exciting.
Yeah. And then he could fight like the Punisher or something. It'd be awesome.
Alright, Baron Zemo.
Baron Zemo, yeah. So, I'm sure there's a whole rich history of him as a character that I just don't know. Sure. But they didn't pull any of it for this movie.
Yeah, he's just an angry dad.
He's just an angry Russian guy, I guess. Or is he? Whatever. Where are they? Where's the Ultron happen? Sokovia.
Sokovia.
He's a Sokovian.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an angry dad Sokovian.
And that's it.
Yeah, and he wants revenge, but he didn't kill any of them.
He just wants to make them fight themselves so they collapse and don't exist again afterwards, because that's the best way to eradicate something, I guess.
Yeah, that's his theory. He does it in such a roundabout way, though, because they're trying to hide that fact from you.
Right.
Because they do the whole twist of he's going to get the other Winter Soldiers, and then he just kills all of them.
Which is a really good twist.
That's a good twist, but it hides him and makes his plan, it makes him not make any sense anymore. Because, wouldn't it just be easier if you, maybe killed some of the guys or something? If you're this good at planning, if you're able to get into wherever that was.
Yeah, it wasn't S.H.I.E.L.D.
Well,
yeah, the Siberian facility, but he was able to get into S.H.I.E.L.D. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Was it S.H.I.E.L.D. at that point? S.H.I.E.L.D.'s gone. So what is that? Oh, it's whatever prison they're keeping, and not the prison, but the...
But that chick was still there, and she was, like, working for them. She's part of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what it is, but Ross is there. Whatever Ross is in charge of. That whole thing. Mm-hmm. He was able to get into there, had that whole, actually really cool plan, but then...
Yeah, he was really cool up till that point, and a little bit past that point.
But the end goal of him just trying to have them tear each other apart,
it's kind of lame. Get it. It's kind of
lame. I mean, it's lame. It's like, does he really think that, like, he knows them so well that he can just, all I have to do is convince to show Iron Man a video of Winter Soldier killing Iron Man's parents, because I know that Captain America is so loyal to the Winter Soldier that he will fight Iron Man nearly to the death to defend Winter Soldier from him.
It does seem like a bit of a stretch.
And I'm going to set it up beforehand. Luckily, this happens beforehand, that they're already fighting about the Sokovian Accords, and they're already on different sides.
Like, it's just really convenient for Baron Zemo. Like, the Sokovia stuff happens, or not Sokovia, but the Lego stuff happens, and he's like, well, shit.
There it is.
All right.
The opening. Finally, I've been looking for one.
It's a good thing, man. I got the book, and I didn't know what to do after that.
Yeah, because this whole thing is, he learns how to do the book, because he wants to control Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
So, it feels disconnected of this insane...
Maybe he had a grander plan to do something with Bucky, and it never reached fruition.
But he never acts like that.
But it never seemed like it.
He never acts like... Because his plan after that happens is to then kill himself, because he completed it.
Right.
And he goes to, and Black Panther stops it with his hand, which is so cool. And the vibranium of
the whole suit.
That when Black Panther first comes out to fight, and the helicopter's like gunning him down, he's like, "What? What are we doing?"
Casually shrugs it off.
Like, how dare you attack the king of Wakanda?
Yeah.
Their stupid bullets. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Black Panther's a good movie.
Black Panther's a good movie. He's good in this movie. And that's what it made me pumped for the... It did well. Advertising that movie well. Yeah. I was ready to see more of him.
Yeah. Another thing about Civil War is just to set up for Black Panther and Homecoming.
Definitely.
Like, check out these really cool characters. They're coming back. Come see these movies.
It'll be amazing. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So yeah, Baron Zemo.
Yeah, his plan's dumb. His plan doesn't make any sense. And it somehow works.
Yeah, it worked, and we got the awesome end fight scene.
Yeah, and I absolutely love that. Just the last little bit. They're fighting. Iron Man is giving up. You know, like, he's going to kill Winter Soldier, as we said. That's his plan. To stop him, Captain America puts the shield into his chest. To break the
power reactor, the arc reactor,
the arc reactor
in his chest,
and they're just walking off away. It's just
and it makes it look like he's just gonna take his head off.
Yeah, and then that shield doesn't belong to you,
which is so petty. Like that, he's just
the only thing he
feels
left.
So much hate and rage. He's like he'll take anything at this point.
Yeah, just to get anything back from that losing fight. And then Captain America just throws it on the ground. Oh, it's so good. So good.
So many feels.
And which I love that they keep it on there. And I don't know, I doubt that the next Captain America shield, whenever he gets it, will have the Panther claws on him. But I love that too.
That did look cool.
Just, that scene's so good. That he gives the shield back to him. And he just doesn't have the shield.
Fine.
That's it. Captain America is not the shield. Which kind of feels like a little bit of a, maybe some sort of callback to the Iron Man thing. and they do it in Ragnarok too, which they're trying to do that with their characters maybe.
Right.
Of they're not, like Thor is not his hammer.
Are you the god of hammers?
Yeah, he's not his hammer. He's lightning. Iron Man or Tony Stark is not. All of his power doesn't come from being Iron Man. It comes from being insanely wealthy.
Yeah. From being Batman.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I guess maybe Iron Man is Batman in this one. His parents are dead. And he's all dark.
All right, we take it back. There is a Batman.
There is a Batman in this film, but he doesn't act like Batman. He just is Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. But I love the. He gives him the shield back. Captain America's not his shield. That's not who he is. Winter Soldier gets rid of his arm. Things like that.
Well, he didn't do it intentionally. You say it like he just kind of shrugged it off.
And he could potentially shrug his arm off.
Yeah. I don't know how it works.
Watch out, kids. That could happen to you one day. If you shrug too much, you might just shrug your arm off. How does he lose his arm?
Iron Man blows it off.
Does he? I don't remember.
Now, quickly, Infinity War, when they give him the new arm, does it still have the star on it? Because the star was very specifically, like, KGB.
I don't know.
Like, bad guy, Russian
I don't remember.
Star thing going on, but it looked cool.
Yeah, I don't remember. Probably. It's probably his arm, isn't it? Or is it a new arm?
It looked new. It was like a darker metal. I assume it's vibranium.
Probably.
Which would be awesome.
Yeah. I love it. More and
more.
Oh,
wait, no, he's dead and never coming back.
Oh, yeah. He's dead. He's not going to come back, and Thanos is looking over the sunset. Something with his burned hand.
Yeah, oh god.
We'll get into that one day when we
that'll
watch
probably be our longest
Infinity
podcast.
War. Definitely.
Yeah.
Until Infinity War Part 2 comes out. So, do we have any others? We didn't come up with any good, goofy segments for this one.
No. It's just so good. We don't have to put in any fluff.
Yeah.
Like, there's just so many good things to talk about.
We do have to rank the Stan Lee cameo.
We do.
What is it? Let's
talk about it. Stan Lee, it happens at the same time that Iron Man, Tony Stark, is helping Rhodes walk.
Yes.
And
that's right.
He shows up with the package that contains Captain America's cell phone for if Tony ever stops being an asshole.
Yes, which I actually really like a lot. And Captain America, even after that whole thing,
he pens an apology letter.
Yeah, he's still
like, hey man, I'm sorry.
Like,
it sucks.
Yeah.
Because it's Captain America. He's just such a good guy.
He is a good guy. He's a good character. There's never any point where I'm just like, I don't really like the way he's developed. He just keeps developing better and better.
But Stan Lee shows up with a package and says something about having a package for Tony Stank or Mr. Stank.
Yeah.
And so Rhodes thinks it's very funny.
Right. Okay, so where does it rank?
All right. Well, what have the other ones been?
Okay.
The librarian from
Amazing Spider-Man.
Amazing Spider-Man.
And then he's in the strip club.
He's in the strip club.
And those are both really good ones. Mm-hmm. This one's not as good.
No, it's definitely...
It's third.
It's definitely third.
It ranks right above Blade, where there's no Stan Lee cameo, I would say. Yeah, I would say
I don't remember the numbers I gave the other
Stan Lee. No, we didn't give them numbers.
Oh, we didn't?
No,
oh, we're just giving them ranking?
Yeah, we just rank it. And as you said, the segment's just going to get longer and longer each movie. As we have to piece which one's where.
This one's definitely in third. The Stank thing felt a little forced.
Yeah, it was...
Like, if they had just said it and let it fly, like let it go past, but like Rhodes kept making jokes about it afterwards, like
it's like, this is a Stan Lee cameo. Basically, is what it felt like was happening. Yeah.
So, not the best.
No, not the best.
Didn't love it.
And it came in at the end. Mm-hmm. I really like them when they just come in the middle out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Just in the middle of something just else happening while the movie is still moving along. But yeah.
Well, I mean, we've talked about most things. We could talk about CGI, but I don't think that was really any kind of an issue.
No, it was so good.
It was just great. The only thing I can even think of would be the young Tony Stark thing they have going on with the augmented reality, and it's just on the cusp of the uncanny valley.
Even that, though, is not trying to convince us, the watcher, that it's real.
Right.
It is showing something that Tony has created.
True.
Even on that, it's not something. Yeah, maybe it doesn't go up to standards in his universe.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
that's fair.
But
that's really the only thing I could think of that would even kind of pop out to me.
Yeah, that's the only thing that stood out for sure. I mean, as far as bad stuff, good stuff, there was fantastic. I mean, them being able to make a giant man, and you feel like he's there.
Yeah, I accepted that.
At any point, you don't like, oh no, there's no way the physics of this exploding and stuff, whatever, doesn't work. No, he's there.
I was happy with that.
He's 100% there. Stuff, anything with the shield bouncing around and stuff, it just feels normal. Even though I do want to talk about that. I don't think a shield would bounce if it was made out of vibranium, because it would absorb all the vibranium against the wall. But you know, it should have been just fall on the ground, and then gravity shouldn't be able to affect.
I agree, but at the same time, that's been Captain America's thing forever.
Oh, absolutely.
So they can't just change that all of a sudden because it doesn't make sense now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I'm just saying, if we want to talk about that,
is it racist?
Well, we might be a little racist because two of our... I don't give you a reason in this movie why that might be the case. Yeah. Right. Two characters that we don't really like or care about are Falcon and Rhodes.
It's true. And I don't know if you can count as a race, but... No.
I doubt, yeah.
Not Falcon and Rhodes. I didn't mean that.
Yeah, well, you know, it depends.
Scarlet Witch and her brother.
Oh, yeah, I guess Vision, I don't care about Vision. He's a robot.
Not that Vision's her brother, but yeah, that too.
No, I wasn't implying that, but... Yeah. I'm trying to think of other... Black Panther was great, though.
Black Panther's great. That makes it even for us.
Yeah, because...
Evens us out.
Yeah. And I like his dad. Sure. So it's 2 for 2, so...
I thought you said you didn't like his dad.
Dang it, Liam. I'm trying not to be racist. I'm trying to give us 2 for 2 instead of 3 against 1.
Alright.
Yeah, I didn't like his dad. His dad's a dick.
But he's dead, so it's okay.
I do care more about him as a character. It's not that I don't like... It's... Rhodes and Falcon are just kind of annoying as characters.
Yeah, kind of annoying, kind of boring.
They're both... They feel like they're slightly watered down versions of... Like, Rhodes is watered down version of Tony, and then
they're really just
Falcon,
the sidekicks.
Yeah, they are.
I wouldn't go as far to say that they're the token black characters for each team.
No, but
they're really just sidekicks.
Yeah, they're sidekicks, and they're both incredibly loyal to the other, to their respective white man. Dang it! There was no way I was not going to say that sentence like that, no matter how I thought about it.
It was too late. You had committed.
It was too much.
So I have a segment that I want to test out. What character would have made this movie better? Like if we added another Marvel character to it.
Marvel as in from the movies or from...
Any Marvel character.
Any Marvel character.
Or if we switched one of the actors with a different actor.
Man, that's a lot to think on. Trying to think of some good characters that I really feel like we're missing from Civil War.
Wolverine, Hugh Jackman, every time.
Well, yeah, that's not fair. Hugh Jackman should be playing most of the characters. Man, I don't know. There's so many. Nope, I can't think of one. I can't think of a character that needed to be added in there. I'm trying to think from Punisher. Like, I want Punisher in there, obviously.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily make sense.
Well, alright. I didn't I did say what might have made it better. That's true.
Yeah.
It's the way I worded it.
Yeah.
This is a good dead segment. I like it.
Yeah, it's good. There's nothing going on here. Yeah. Well, maybe, yeah, if I'm prepared for the next...
All right, well, we'll try it again next time.
Yeah, we'll try it again for this movie next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll cut this in post.
Yeah, we'll, what we'll do is we'll just scrap this entire podcast, what we've been doing right now, and just do it all over.
Do it when you're ready for the question?
Yeah, thinking...
Okay.
Cool. Of, because I want to see a lot of X-Men in there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, how cool would it be if they went to Professor X to find, like, they're trying to convince him to use Cerebro to find more people to bring into the Accords and stuff. Yeah. And there are a whole host of heroes they could have probably grabbed and, like...
Or Tony would, like, go to Professor X to be like, can you locate Captain America for me?
Yeah, something like that.
X would be like, no, X-Men stay out of this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, this is you.
Yeah, I mean, that's there could definitely be things of what they do in the Civil War comics of either Tony going to recruit them or Captain America going out and recruiting. Yeah. That's a really cool thing.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
That could happen.
But would have made the movie like 4 hours long.
Yeah, which is not a bad thing.
No.
Actually, it probably would have been amazing.
I would have been okay with that.
Yeah, it would have been awesome if that movie was 4 hours long. I'm trying to think of really, really good characters that were just missing. But they're all in there. Yeah. Except for, I mean, the ones they explained out, like Thor and Hulk.
Mm-hmm. Doctor Strange hadn't been...
No.
Institutionalized?
Yeah,
no.
Institutionalized.
He hadn't been institutionalized
Yeah,
yet.
we're sticking with that one.
Yeah, that's the word I'm going to... Alright.
Yeah.
So, what rank do we give this film?
What's
scoring? I think we've talked about everything we need to.
I believe so. I believe I'm ready to give it a rank. Where's our paper? Oh no. Oh no.
There's paper towel.
Oh no. We'll have to use paper towel. That was Liam breaking his arm. That's what that crunching sound you heard.
Break my arms every morning.
Yeah, we should. How does the movie compare to SpongeBob as a whole? Which one's better?
Glass bones and paper skin.
Okay, all right.
I was even thinking of this number when we were watching it.
He's writing down.
Are
those 4 digits I see? He's written 4 digits.
3. It's 420.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know the 2-digit number I'm gonna pick.
Nice. Yeah, I was between 2 numbers the whole time.
0 and 100. You couldn't tell. Is it the worst movie he's ever seen or the best movie he's ever seen? All right.
I didn't give myself a lot of headroom, to be honest.
Okay. All right.
I gave this one a 92.
I gave it a 92. Oh! Yeah!
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's probably the only time that will happen.
There was a brief moment before I wrote the 2 where I was going to give it a 1. And I was like, no, 92. It deserves that extra point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you have it.
92.
Captain America's Civil War gets a 92. Best movie we've watched yet.
By far.
By far.
All right. Well, we'll see you next time. You got any ideas what our next movie is going to be? We've got a few that we're going to...
Got a few that we're looking at. I think Thor Ragnarok's pretty high on the list right now.
Yep, because we randomized them. But we're not going exactly from order, just kind of giving us a general idea. Mm-hmm. Ragnarok.
Currently in the house... We only have Blade 2, Blade 3, and the two
Fantastic Four
movies.
And Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man
and
3.
Pirates of the Caribbean 3. So.
Yes. And The Incredibles.
Yes.
Yeah. So it could be any of those movies next.
But we'll probably,
Or we'll do a rap review, which is an idea we had and then immediately canned.
Yeah, and that's not us rapping the whole time to review a movie. That is us.
Or is it?
That is us listening to a hip-hop album and then giving a review, but that's not going to happen.
No.
It's just not going to happen. We can't do it.
We would have nothing to say.
Only for 10 minutes. I couldn't.
No.
Couldn't. So, we're not as knowledgeable about hip-hop as we are Marvel.
Yeah, and comics in general.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that was a good episode. Or it was a bad episode. I don't know.
It could have been too long. We could have rambled.
Yeah, oh, we definitely rambled. I mean, I'm rambling.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah.
I think we could have said more ridiculous, like, silly things.
Yeah. I think that really we could have, but at any point, we really just... Yeah.